Hey guys, Dave Altier, Wide Open Outdoor Adventures, Wide Open Sportsman on YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about GPS units, specifically how to marry a handheld GPS to a big chart plotter GPS. And I'm going to show you how to move waypoints from one to the other. Take the memory card out of here, move it into this unit right here, where there are two small memory cards right here. One on the top is the navionics of the charts that you see here. The one on the bottom is my card with my waypoints. I'm going to show you easy GPS on the computer and build an arsenal of fishing haven hotspots. I'm going to continue what I'm talking about on the boat here in the studio. We're going to talk about waypoint management. Okay, I should preface this whole setup right here on make sure that the person you're going fishing with is okay with you basically learning and keeping some of the data points, how they navigate, where they fish. They're okay with sharing that with you because you're going to use technology to put it into your chart plotter on your boat and actually go fish some of their areas. So what I like to do is reciprocate. I'll go on somebody's boat and learn some of their water, then they come on my boat and learn some of my water. That way we're both expanding our knowledge. You can buy handheld GPS units from a number of different companies. This is a Garmin, and it's actually several years old, but it's got a color screen. I'm going to show it to you. You bring this along with a small case, and inside this little side pouch, I always bring extra AA batteries. So this little case with the GPS inside of it doesn't take up hardly any room in your bag when you're going fishing with somebody else. Okay guys, let's start out with Easy GPS. This is a free version. You can upload it to your computer, and then you can download waypoints from your memory cards. So at the end of the day, this is the tool that you use to make all this work. This version that I have over here is called Expert GPS. I'm a gadget guy. I'm going to want to have the advanced version. You can do a lot more with this version, and you pay just a few bucks a month to have it. But it all starts with your handheld GPS. As you can see, this has a color screen, and you can see I've got some waypoints on there already. But we're not going to go too much on how to use this unit. What I'm going to show you is how to go out on somebody else's boat and then use the little memory card that's inside here. And I'm going to give you a better shot at it so I can take the memory card out. But you want to have extra AA batteries, and you want to make sure that you have a memory card that is big enough to be able to hold the waypoints you want. 16 gigabyte, 32, either of those is fine. But this little unit is invaluable. It ultimately enables you to run shallow water with somebody on their boat and then use what I'm about to show you to move those waypoints into the software, then move them into your chart plotter on your boat there. But you take off the back, and here is the little slot that the memory card is in. And I use a pair of tweezers to pull it out because it's a little snug. So this is where the waypoints are stored, and then you're going to need a card reader like this. This is an adapter. So this adapter takes the little guy, goes inside, then this goes in here, and then this USB here goes into your USB on your computer. And that's how you take these waypoints that you took from your buddy's boat when you're fishing into this adapter, into this card reader, and into the software. Okay, like I said, this is the Easy GPS. It's free. You can just take it and use it, but it's limited in features. If I'm going to have any kind of tool, I want more features, not minimal features. So we're going to minimize this, and we are going to go over to Expert GPS. That's this system here. And I'm going to basically show you how to bring in those waypoints from this memory card and bring them in to your charts and begin to rename them, set them up, rename the file, and then take that little memory card and put it in the chart plotter, and all those waypoints when you're on your buddy's boat are now in your chart plotter on your bay boat. The first thing you're going to want to do is go into the upper left-hand section of the Easy GPS screen and click File. On that drop-down, I'm going to click Open. And I'm looking for the card that has the waypoints on it. So right now I've actually already saved them, so let me show you where I have them. On this screen here, you can see that I have Garmin waypoints, I have Lowrance waypoints, I have Google Maps, I have screens that I printed from just screenshots, and then I've also have my waypoints and routes. So I've already taken the waypoints off of that card And I'm going to go to the file once I navigate to it that I want to open to show them to you on the screen. Okay, so what I've done is I brought in all my Garmin waypoints and my prior Lowrance waypoints. I opened them up on the same screen. I merged the files together with some of the features inside of Expert GPS, and now I'm going to show them to you on the screen. On this side of the screen, we're going to be able to list actually all of the waypoints, and you can use your elevator to navigate, move up and down. But we're not going to worry about that right yet. Let's start with the basics. You're going to have that this is a waypoint. There could be tracks and other things there, but these are waypoints. Talks about the symbol, so how are they recognized on the chart, and then what are the names of these waypoints and information that you might have added, additional information. Let's now move to the satellite image. So in this case, this is the state of Texas. This is the Gulf of Mexico right here. These are all the waypoints that I've set, obviously, in Bay Fishing World down there. So this is the state of Texas. The Rio Grande River comes up. So, you know, San Antonio here, Austin up here. But basically, this is where we fish. We fish down in this area. So let me show you how to zoom in on this map and really see what we've got going on. The toolbar up here is customizable. I have those main things that I use up here right now. I'm going to show you just a few of them. But if you drop down on any of these with the expert version, there's an immense amount of things. You can send waypoints to a GPS. You can receive waypoints from GPS. There's all kinds of things. You'll have to learn this on your own. I'm not showing you a version of how to run expert GPS. I'm showing you how to go fishing on a friend's boat and then bring them back and you figure this part out yourself. It's not that hard. It's fairly intuitive. You're going to import or you're going to be sending. Those are the two you're going to convert in some cases from Garmin to Lowrance. But at the end of the day, this is a pretty expansive software. You can take photos, you can add photos, so when you're on your boat, you can see them on your chart plotter. This could really be an advanced lesson. Maybe we'll do that one day. But first, let's just talk about two of the basic tools that are here. This basic tool right here is a plus sign. So that's going to enable you to zoom in on your chart. And this is a minus sign. So that's going to enable you to pull back or zoom out. And this is a hand, so you can grab the chart and move it around. Okay, what I did so far is I clicked on this minus magnifying glass, and then I came down here and I clicked right into the area I want to click. And you can see I've actually expanded or gone way out in space, and you can see the United States right here. We're going to focus today right here where we fish in South Texas, on the coast, in the bays. So let's go back up here and click on the plus sign. Now that I'm on the plus sign, I can literally zoom in. I put that plus right where I want to zoom in on and click it once and let it update. Click it again, click it again, click it again. And you can see now I'm moving in to Baffin Bay. Okay, so I can also then come back up here and grab my hand, and now I can move the chart around. I can move to an area maybe where I wanted to go look at this zone right here, for example. I'm going to move right down here to Corpus Christi. So this is the Corpus Christi area. I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to click my plus sign because I want to go in, and I'm going to click in. And I'm going to go in to where our place is in Corpus Christi. And you can see these little green waypoints were set when I went fishing with my friend. He showed me how to leave the marina here, or the housing area, and go right down this way here. And he also showed me this run right here across a flat that takes me right out to the ICW. So that's invaluable. Otherwise, I'd have to drive slow all the way here, all the way here, all the way here to finally where I can get up. Instead, when the tides are right, I can run out this way. Okay, so I've minused out a little bit with my minus magnifying glass so I can see the bigger area. And you can see here's that cut I was just showing you that my friend showed me. I got into the ICW. I know how to run the ICW, so I don't mark that. It's got green and red channel markers on it. But I could run my boat like he did with me, and I was in his boat. And then he showed me how to come in over this sandbar right here in tidal flat right area here. And now I'm in a flat. Now I'm in skinny water, shallow water, running down this way, getting myself set up for a drift. So these waypoints are tools for you to navigate shallow water. I really wouldn't recommend just running into a flat, hoping the water's deep enough for your boat to make it in there. I would recommend learn it slowly, navigate with a trolling motor, kind of ease in when the tides are high so you can see how things are laid out. Be very cautious. Look for docks as you're leaving the marina to make sure that you can see, is that dock like right at water level, or is there a gap of 2 feet where the tides are seasonably way low for some reason? Or there may be a tropical depression or a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico and they pulled a lot of water out of there, and that can turn off a lot of your ability to run into those shallow water areas because there's not much water in there now. Sometimes it's just dry land. So tides in different areas can vary 5 to 8, 10 feet a day. That's typically in Maine and other parts of the world or the country. Here in our world, we have some seasonal tides, but we typically have daily tides, and then we have tides that are weather driven. I hope you learned something about carrying a handheld GPS with your buddy. Learn some of his routes, put them in your Lowrance or your Simrad or your Garmin. They're all very similar, and use Easy GPS or some of the higher end GPS softwares to manage your waypoints. We'll see you next time on Wide Open Sportsman on YouTube.
Click subscribe, and you'll be on your way to the next Wide Open adventure.